Ladies and fucking gentlemen. Can't stress that word enough. I love that word. Anyway, it's that time of the week again for your Kentucky Hot Brown Boys podcast. I'm your host, Jerry Saylor, keeping it real. As always, rocking the Popeye shirt. What's up, Popeye? Anyway, Popeye has nothing to fucking do with me other than he's a sailor man, and I am Jerry Saylor. In the studio with me tonight, my two best friends in the whole wide world. Hands down, two of the best dudes I've known my entire life. One dude I've known for a super fucking long time. Thought he was a chick originally, wanted to bang him. Turns out it was a dude. We ended up being super good friends. The other guy, on the other hand,
a lot of weird things happen.
Yeah, a lot of weird things. The other guy,
rocking the little Debbie shirt.
He's actually like he's technically family. He is Leopard Slope and Dusty B.
Hey, what's up, everybody? And I am rocking the Little Debbie shirt.
Autographed.
Hey, and it's autographed.
Yeah, word.
I love Little Debbie.
The other guy who I wanted to bang at one point.
I still do.
Yeah. Chubby Friendly, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Dry. There it is.
There it is.
So I was in the car today, and I was with my girlfriend.
Wait, hold on.
Ooh,
No, go ahead.
In the car with your girl.
She was like, "I'm hungry," and I was like, "I'm not hungry because I had some Triscuits earlier." And she was like,
I thought that was the end of the story.
You didn't tell me you had Triscuits, and I was like, "Oh, you should have had some." She's like, and I was like, "I'm sorry," and she's like, "Well, sorry doesn't put the Triscuits in my stomach."
What movie is that from?
Come on, man.
I know that, but I can't think of what it
I
is.
had so much fun with that earlier today.
Oh, fuck. What movie
You didn't
is
tell
that?
me that there was delicious Triscuits in the car. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't put the Triscuits in my stomach now, does it, Carl?
Does it Carl?
Coral.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. What is
Billy
it?
Madison.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
remember that
Gotcha. I remember that now. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You should have told her that. Two lips, man.
Two lips joke?
Plant the two lips. I love that. Yeah, I did. Actually, it's funny because you said you pulled a joke on your girl.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled the two lips joke on Angie the other day.
Oh, yeah?
She's like, "Oh man, I wonder what those flowers are coming up in her garden over there." I'm like, "Those are tulips." And she's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, you should go plant tulips." She's like, "I'm like, you should go plant some more tulips." She's like, "Where?" Like, "Right here." She was like, "Ah, I hate you. I should have knew that was coming." Yeah. She's like, "I hate you. I should have knew that was coming."
I love that joke.
I love the tulips joke.
Now that I'm going to the gym, I can pull off that, "Hey, man, you into fitness? You into fitness dig in your mouth?" I love that joke.
If it's Planet Fitness, you're fitting pizza in your mouth.
Every
Do they give you free pizza there?
First Monday of
No.
every month, yeah.
Oh, they give you free pizza? Those bagels.
And bagels on Tuesdays for breakfast,
Man,
yeah.
Really? They give like the worst two for like free foods like out. Like,
Well, Planet Fitness's
bagels
whole
and
thing is
pizza?
like they're not there to judge, and it's a judgment-free zone, and
So you're like on a
Yeah.
treadmill eating a piece of pizza and a bagel?
And they're like, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's all going to your fucking thighs. But
pretty much.
you're going to work
yeah.
it off.
It keeps them in business, man. They feed you a bunch of pizza, you gain 2 or 3 pounds, then you hit the gym extra hard.
They
a good idea.
They built that new Planet Fitness at the top of a hill.
Yeah.
They should like make
run
people
up
park
it.
at the bottom.
Yeah. They should.
Yeah,
You
that'd
know
be
what's funny
funny.
about that?
What?
It's like, I don't know if I ever took you. Did I ever take you up there before? Before they built all that?
No.
Years ago.
No.
Like Kendra. Like back when I was hanging around with her and stuff.
The
way,
famous Kendra Murray.
Yeah, way back in the day. Like, I used to take her up there and we used to like,
Fool around.
no, I wish.
Aw.
But we just hang out, smoke.
Get Blake.
Support
Okay.
medical marijuana.
Yeah, support medical marijuana.
Where'd you guys
and
change the logo to that, by the way?
Just because I had to change it to something,
Which it
That's
didn't
probably why.
pass. By the way.
Didn't pass. Well,
No.
fuck it. We still support medical marijuana.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, we got a whole
I got
other
that chronic back pain that I need to take care of.
Yeah.
Chronic back pain. You know what I'm saying?
Hydrochronic.
Yeah.
Hey, have you been watching that? That Tupac and Biggie show?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
Yeah, what do you think about it?
It's good so far.
I like it.
I think it's pretty good.
I didn't know Tupac got shot and didn't die.
I heard something about it, but I don't remember.
Did you
didn't
watch-
know?
Like, I knew he got
You
shot.
didn't know?
But
he got shot prior to his death.
yeah.
Right.
He
Yeah.
didn't die, yeah.
They
It was
stole
like
his
90
chain.
Everybody
like
did.
94 or something like that.
I shouldn't say everybody gets shot before they, but if you get shot and you die, you got shot prior to your death.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, I knew that. I
Yeah,
actually
it's a
didn't know
shame.
that up until I watched a YouTube documentary. Like, it was like, who really killed Tupac, or like, why did Tupac die? Why did Biggie die?
You think that after watching that, you think the cops had something to do with
Biggie?
With Biggie?
With Biggie, I think they had something to do.
I-
Because all the cops are hanging around death row, man.
Yeah.
You don't think it was Puffy?
I don't think Puffy had anything to do with it. No,
Nah.
with Tupac's death.
No, with Biggie's death.
No, because I think Puffy really I think Puffy and Biggie were actually really, really good friends.
Yeah, but
I don't
what
think-
if Biggie was
just to get the money?
thinking about leaving, and there was like starting to be bad blood? He's gonna make Puffy look bad. Gonna break up Bad Boys.
I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to get a midget.
Puffy wasn't in that car.
Holding these balloons. Yeah,
That's
but
true.
but from what from what I've read, because just also in the documentary. Well, that's not really a documentary. It's like what's it called? Like a
docudrama.
Here we are.
Docudrama.
Talking about the motives.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's hard to say, man. It really is. But
No, I do think that Tupac could have been in direct retaliation.
well, Tupac was first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
Tupac
Tupac
got
first?
yeah,
Tupac was
got
shot in
first.
September
Yeah.
of '97.
And then Biggie was
Or
January, it
96.
was February of '97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tupac was '96, and then Biggie was '97.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Tupac was basically like beat up some dude in the middle of the movie
Casino.
middle of the casino. You ever
Yeah.
seen the actual footage?
Yeah.
of that?
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I love watching that.
And then right after that, he got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Biggie got shot with armor-piercing rounds, like
Yeah,
a million rounds.
He got
They-
fucked up.
Yeah.
For sure.
This shit was all jacked up. But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pretty good show, man. I like it. It's
What's it about? Like, what's the show about?
basically what it is it's based in like 2007
They do
and
a lot of flashbacks.
in 97
Yeah.
or like 2006 or 2007 something
It's
like that.
06 and but they bounce back and forth between
Yeah.
like 94 and things like that.
They bounce back and forth a lot,
Wow.
but it's like basically in 2006 or 2007 there was like an FBI task force put together to try to solve the Biggie Smalls case, and then one of the things they're not allowed to do is talk to the original investigator, one of the original investigators on the case, because there's a lawsuit pending between him and like the department or something. So they're not allowed to talk to him. So instead of how can I say it here?
They're basically trying to repiece everything without that guy.
Yeah, they're trying to repiece everything without that guy. But to give us, the audience, like a little bit of insight, they do flashbacks with that guy. And you kind of see how like they're both going down like the same path, and how the one guy, the original guy, was all like, yeah, the cops are in on it. This guy gotta be. And then everybody's like, no, you know what you're talking about. Then he gets taken off the case.
Yeah.
And then all kinds
Over
of
some
stuff.
BS too, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it was
crazy.
something about like the police guys were acting as security guys as well.
Yeah, they were like moonlighting as security
Yeah.
guards for death row. Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of a conflict of interest.
I think
Yeah.
Suge Knight killed Eazy-E. I know that.
Yeah.
I think he even kind of admitted it on with not Jimmy Fallon, but
He said
Kimmel,
something about
some late night show.
the needles or something, the hypo.
Yeah,
what do
he's
they
like
call
that's
it?
that slow death.
Acupuncture.
Yeah, it's like that's that slow death, that Eazy-E stuff right there, and everybody's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah.
So he gave him like acupuncture needles that were like infected with AIDS. Yeah, I mean I can see that, man.
Yeah. Well,
But I mean, like he wasn't a threat. Like
Dude,
Easy
Eazy-
was never a threat to them.
the thing was like Eazy,
It was all about money.
It was all about money, and
Right.
But
Suge
they
Knight
whooped his
wanted-
ass to get him to sign and release.
Yeah, exactly.
They
Reese
whooped his
Dre
ass,
and-
but it's all about that money, man.
Yeah.
All about that money.
But he
And
gave up
respect.
the money. Plus, he kept sticking with that guy that was screwing him as well.
Right. But you got to think, man, if somebody fucks you hard one time and still sticks around in the game, it gets kind of fucking annoying.
Plus, Suge
man.
Knight's fucking crazy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about
well, I
crazy
know that
people.
he's
Talking
crazy.
about motives here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I
He
can
ran
see
over
that.
some dude
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a freaking Ford Raptor. Did you ever see that video?
Yeah.
On the
Holy
set
hell,
of
on the
Straight
set
Outta
of Straight Outta
Compton.
Compton, straight
Right.
ran this dude right over.
Killed
I think
him.
He backed up over him too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I just don't, because like Easy wasn't. I mean, like, if you watch like documentaries about the start of what was their
Ruthless Records?
Ruthless Records. I mean, Easy was a gangster that they were feeding him lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was, like I said, like he wasn't a threat.
But I think Easy was that businessman who started it. Of course, he fronted everything. So I think
what was
still
his
think-
lawyer's name? I was going
His
to
lawyer?
Eric.
Are you talking about his manager?
Yeah, Eric.
Jerry.
Jerry Heller.
Jerry Heller.
yeah.
Yeah.
Eric is Eazy-E's name.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Jerry Heller was, but I mean, once Easy released everybody, then Jerry Heller just had Easy, and
Well, then
was just draining what money left that he had.
yeah. Well,
Right.
then Easy kind of got a little more money back with Bone Thugs, but that didn't last very long.
Yeah, Bone
Yeah.
Thugs EP didn't even come out until after Eazy died.
Yeah, so that was like barely anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, Easy as a kid, right?
Right.
Yeah, and he doesn't have HIV or AIDS, and another thing was his wife or girlfriend doesn't have it either, right?
Yeah, she never got it either.
Yeah, so that's the thing that's really, really.
But I mean,
That blows my
that's on
mind.
Easy. You know, like you can't, say Suge made sure that only Easy got the AIDS.
No, I know that, but I mean, but they've had it. You would think that he didn't know he had it, so you think they would have had some kind of relations
Oh, I'm sure they did.
a lot, and he.
The fact that she
neither
never
had
got
it,
it is
yeah.
just amazing.
Yeah, which
You
is
know.
Which
yeah.
means that Easy practiced safe sex, at
He used
least.
that latex for safe sex.
And if he was practicing safe sex, then how the hell did he get AIDS?
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I
Unless it was
wondering,
just
too.
a statistical anomaly that he didn't pass it
Man,
on to her.
but what, they were married, right? Or they were
Yeah,
they were
boyfriend,
married,
right?
yeah.
So being married and not spreading that's just crazy. That's just
Yeah.
I'd never,
But that, if you go to that route, then you would say that, well, then AIDS isn't that easy to pass, to onto somebody else, unless you're, doing
Injecting,
things
yeah.
that cause tearing, like,
Right.
so
which
easy E was pretty easy in the sack. Is that what you mean?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know what you're
if
saying.
it isn't easy to pass on to one other person, then how the hell did he get it?
Well, they say it can also kind of lay dormant for a while. So I think
Yeah.
after a while they had,
When
to,
it's
they had to
dormant,
test
I'm
him
sure
for
you
a
can pass
while.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I think that's
like the
another
herp.
thing. Yeah.
The big herp.
the clap.
But, but it's a good show. I watched that. That's my double whammy. I watched that, and then I watched Atlanta.
There you go.
But Atlanta was okay last week. It wasn't that good.
I still haven't watched it. I want to though.
I've been watching
Man.
Riverdale. Riverdale was really
Riverdale. Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Archie and the
Yeah.
gang.
I mean,
Before we get
Yeah,
going
yeah.
here, I just want to tell everybody listening and watching
the reason why we're doing this.
the reason why we're here tonight. This is going to be the last podcast recorded in this studio. My wife has a wild hair up her ass and has decided that we are putting our house up for sale and we are moving. And obviously, the studio, as luxurious as it is, can I get the wide shot, please?
Bam.
Apparently, it's not appealing to consumers. Obviously, it doesn't get to stay here. But all the blankets and the soundproofing and stuff, it's all gotta come down. So we're doing this last podcast in the Brownstown Studio version 2.0 or 3.0 or 8.0,
Two.
whatever you want to call it, because we've changed it around so many damn times. But technically, this is the second studio that we've ever been in. If you guys remember way back when we started this back in 2013, we did 18 episodes in the original Brownstown Studio, my old house. And we moved here, and we kicked off season 2, another fresh set of episodes way back in 2013. So now we're ending this in this studio. All podcasts pretty much won't be able to do because everything's going to be fucking tore down.
How long do you think the hiatus is going to last?
Maybe a month.
Oh man.
I know.
That sucks.
I know, dude. Fucking, it sucks bad. But she was all like,
Are we going to continue seeing movies?
oh
Yeah.
I'm still game
Mondays,
movies,
yeah.
yeah. And I actually thought about a way we can do that. We'll take the GoPro, we'll set it up in the van or whatever we drive there, and just record a video of us like driving home talking about the movie. Because I figure we talk a lot about the movies anyway on the way
Right.
home. Why not just capture that? I can edit it, throw it up, bam, done.
Okay.
My only beef was the speakers on GoPro suck. Oh, the mics. I mean.
Not really, man. I've recorded 2 Little Debbie concerts with
Oh,
them. They
that's
sound
right.
pretty good.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, I think they're pretty good.
Little Debbie.
Yeah. So
Hit me up, girl.
just to let you guys know, it's probably gonna be a month before anything new comes out of the studio. But then, once I get moved, once I get settled, get the studio set back up, probably gonna be about a month-ish, somewhere around there. I don't know how long this process is gonna take. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So, new studio in the works. If we get the house that we're wanting, then, or I should say, if we get the house that she wants, happy wife, happy life, you know what I'm saying? then I'm going to have walls. It's not going to be blankets anymore. It's going to be like a legit studio in my basement.
Which will be pretty fly.
Which is going to be super fly.
I got posters.
I can hang up posters, not just the awesome banner that you see behind me every
Still
week.
gonna be hanging up.
It's still going to be hanging up, yeah. But there's going to be like some posters hanging up. It's going to look like a legit studio. So like now people walk in, they're like, wow, this looks really professional. And I'm like, it's kind of ghetto as fuck, but thanks. Now people are going to be like, wow, this looks really professional. And be like, yeah, bitch, I know. This is my basement. I know this.
You want to know why I know?
I don't know.
Because it's your basement.
Yeah, 'cause it's my basement. Yeah. So, but yeah. So we're here. We're going to fuck this shit up tonight. We're going to give you a good little podcast coming your way. We're probably going to talk about some more motives, gun controls. We got a celebrity death that we missed last week we're going to talk about.
What? Who is it?
Yeah, you know. And then when it's all said and done, we're going to tear this motherfucker down, literally. We're going to dismantle it piece by piece and
All the hard work we
make
put
my
into
wife
hanging this
happy
shit up,
so
man.
I can sleep well at night and not worry about getting choked out. I don't know.
Choked out? You
Speaking
into
of my
that?
wife, I gotta tell you guys this. You know, I punched her the other night while we were sleeping.
That's not the first time you've done that, is it?
No, it's the first time. I've been hit.
Oh.
I've been throat chopped twice. by
Dude,
my,
it
by
must
my
run in their
ex.
family because Angie, well, it wasn't her that did it.
Not
Dude, I
the
get
not the one that throat
all the
chopped me.
time.
No. But like I don't know, I was doing something. I was dreaming that I was like showing my son something. I like threw my hand out like that. But then like I really did it. Like I reached over and just knocked her right in the fucking nose. It was crazy.
She got a bloody nose.
No.
Oh, okay. That's
No.
good.
I'm not,
Isn't it crazy?
I don't know
Like,
about
have you ever had like a dream that's like bonkers, right? Like doesn't make any sense, but you wake up and there's that like transitional period where you have to convince yourself that the world isn't the way that it was when you were sleeping.
yeah. All the time.
That is
the
such
brain,
a crazy
bro.
thing. I know it's a brain, the
Yeah.
brain, the brain.
It's called
Brain.
mescaline, bro.
I
It's the
know.
only way to fly.
Like I've
Mescaline.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
don't worry about it. Like I've like sat and looked at my clock and had to like convince myself that I wasn't, like in jail or something, or
Right.
like wherever.
Fuck your shit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's such a crazy thing.
You know, we're talking about dreams here. I've been kind of kicking around this idea. I wasn't going to say anything, but then I thought, what harm could it do? It's just a dream. It's not like I have control of my dreams. But Dusty B, I got to tell you something, man. I had a dream.
It was about my mom, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't about your mom, bro.
Jerry had
Let
a
me-
dream.
This was weird as fuck, okay? Now, you
right.
can't get mad at me because, like I said, I can't control my dreams. It was just a weird fucking thing that happened. I wasn't going to say nothing, but I think it's going to make it for a good story, okay? It was real weird, all right? Your wife, your old lady, she came on to me in one of my dreams. And now, believe it or not, you can believe me or you can not believe me, I tried to fight her off. Okay? All right? I tried. I legitimately thought, like, no, what are you doing, bitch? Get off me. But then there was one certain point in the dream that I had no control over where some shit went down. Now, I'm not saying I banged your old lady in my dream. I may have felt a titty.
Did you dip her?
And now, I'm not saying this is true in real life, but in the dream, her titties were weak as fuck, dude. I'm just saying, I didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy it at all. I'm just saying, titties was weak as fuck.
Thanks, man.
So, moving along from titties, there was an issue with the vagina. And now, come on, this is a dream, man. This is a dream. I didn't fucking plan this dream.
Where are we going with this
I
story?
know, so I'm wondering too.
It's just weird, man. It's just weird, all right? Okay?
How many viewers we got?
We got 2. So yeah. So there was like some titty feeling, and then like she whipped it on me. She was like, "Bam! Check out my snatch." It wasn't quite like that. I don't remember exactly how it went down, but it was weird, man. It was like, it looked like one of them creatures from like, what was that Pirates of the Caribbean movie with the Davy Jones's locker, and they all had like seashells and shit on their face. And it was like weird. It was like opened up. It was like, Dude, it was fucking weird, man.
What were you doing just before you went to bed?
I know. That's what I was wondering too.
I don't know. But, dude, it was weird as fuck, and I didn't enjoy it. I just want you to know that. Like, it was a weird fucking dream. And I feel
like you should have called him up after you woke up and apologized.
Well, see,
man.
dude, when I woke up, the first thing I thought was, fuck, dude, I need to call Dusty B and tell him about this dream. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to talk about it on the show. Because if he freaks out or has, like, a weird reaction,
you're going to have it on camera?
I'll have it on camera. You know? But, it was, dude, it was weird, and I just wanted you to know, man.
It's cool, dude.
Like, I might be having, like, weird sexual dream fantasies about your wife, but they're like weird, and I didn't enjoy them. Oh, he's taking his hat off.
He's coming at you.
Scratch my eye.
Just saying, man. You're not gonna cry, are you?
Nah, man.
You one of them single tear faggots.
Single tear, motherfuckers.
But I just thought that was weird, man. Like it was like super weird. And like I said, like the whole time, like I was like trying to fight her off. I was like, no, quit it, bitch, get off me, quit it. And like she just like kept coming and coming and coming. I was just like,
I think the one where you said like you nutted really hard that one time.
no. My wet dream was like, you guys remember that story? No, there was no wet dream for this. And honestly, like I said, by the end of it, like I was scared because it looked like a fucking sea creature with like almost like a predator's mouth.
Yeah.
It was weird. I don't know.
Right, dude.
It was crazy. I feel like the next like family get together, I should sit
really
down.
Awkward.
I should sit down with her and be like, look,
you gotta stay
your
out of my
titties are
dream.
weak as fuck. And she'll be like, what? I'll be like, in my dreams, they're weak as fuck. Like, you might want to go see a doctor about that. You know? I don't know.
Oh man, wow.
But it was just a weird fucked up dream, man. I don't know what it meant. It was just weird, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, all right.
What's the weirdest dream you remember having?
Well, the weirdest dream I remember having was actually about your woman shows. No.
I don't. Man, it's hard for me to remember my dreams.
It is
man.
for me too.
Yeah.
Which is weird because, like I said, like you have these moments where you wake up and you have to process them to convince yourself that what you're doing was just dreaming.
Right.
But it's so easy once you get your bearings in the real world. How easy it is for that dream that you had to convince yourself didn't actually happen just immediately vanishes.
Disappear, yeah.
You ever had like one of them like dreams where you wake up and you like can't move? You're like, you're freaking out.
I think they call it sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
You're lucid.
Well, I've had moments where I've been trying to go to sleep and fall into sleep paralysis, but still know that I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
You know, like my whole body's like tingly, and like I know like if I consciously try to move my arm, I'm going to move my arm, but that's going to wake me back up, and what I'm doing right now is try to go to sleep.
Right.
I've only done
what
that
I mean?
once from what I can vaguely remember.
Really?
Yeah.
That
You're
happens to
lucid
me actually
dream?
a lot.
You're like lucid dream? Where like you felt like you basically came out of your body and kind of like watched you like just lay there?
I thought a lucid dream was like when you're in control of your dream.
Yeah.
I mean that too, but like you can basically feels like you're coming out of your body and you can just kind of like feels like you're just there hanging out.
Oh,
I've had
watching
moments
yourself sleep.
where I've been like trying to force myself to go to sleep, and like your brain's just going in places, and like you follow like threads, and the threads get weirder and weirder,
That's like
but
every
like
time I
suddenly
try to fall asleep.
satisfying, and then you just fall asleep. So
Yeah.
you're like what did I have for dinner tonight? Like an ear of corn. Ear, that's a weird thing. Like
Yeah.
an ear on a, whatever. Or like
Doing the
and
web.
then the web, and then it'd be just be like you're
The
like, well, this is
brainstorming.
brainstorming, but it gets weird.
Right.
Like you're not doing logical anymore,
right.
and then you kind of feel happy and then fall asleep.
It's like the process of going to sleep.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever in
But
my,
a
in my
lucid
lifetime
dream-
like know when I'm going to fall asleep. You know,
Yeah.
it just kind of happens.
I've had dreams where I'm aware I'm dreaming,
Yeah.
but let the dream take its course.
Yeah, you
know
don't
what I
you
mean?
don't try to take control of it or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm aware that this is fully like a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really had that.
Really? You've
Yeah.
never like been in a dream?
Well,
and
like your
just
anti-dream
kinda-
was probably like a dream where you realized that you're dreaming because you remember it so well.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just
When was
just
that?
weird. When was that? It was like 2 weeks ago.
Ah.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been bottling it up. Every time I see you, I want to tell you about it. Like it's been bugging me, honestly. Like, I thought it was weird.
Dude, dreams are dreams, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Like I
Can't
said, man,
control that
you can't control it, man.
Yeah.
You know, it was weird.
She has pretty fucking weird dreams too.
I thought you were gonna say weird titties. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna say.
Both of y'all about fell your chair when I said that.
I swear, I thought you were gonna say weird titties,
Nah,
man.
man. I've seen some weird titties, and those aren't weird. Man.
Oh, that was good. But you say she has weird dreams too?
Oh, dude, like I've never met anybody that's like that. She'll tell me about them, like and she remembers them like crazy.
You should ask her if she's ever had a dream
Why?
about me, just to see. Because
Why
maybe,
not?
and if she says yes, ask her to be like, was it like 2 weeks ago? Because that would be fucking weird.
Did his dick look like a sea urchin? Did
Did it look like Johnny Depp's face?
he have like weak ass like hairy nipples and shit? Oh man.
Oh,
I had a dream.
that would just be weird.
I had a dream that I was digging a hole, and like I'm digging it like with my hands, but I'm actually like making progress.
Yeah.
Right. Like in
And-
sand or dirt?
Dirt.
Wow.
But I had the conscious thought I'm just dreaming this, and I said, well, I'm really in my bed.
Mm.
So then I was like digging a hole through my bed, but I was pulling out dirt. Explain that shit to me.
That's kind of cool, dude.
Man.
That's kind of cool. I don't know.
Do you ever have
So-
dreams where your teeth are like crumbling or falling apart?
I have
Yeah.
those. A
Yeah.
lot.
I have those, yeah.
There's a reason for those. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're
There's
cool.
like a reason for those.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it was, but
I
there's a
remember
reason
hearing
for,
about that,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a reason for why you have those, and I can't remember what it is.
Then you get like a sleep journal book or something.
Yeah.
You guys ever have reoccurring dreams?
Yes.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to have reoccurring
I had
dreams.
kid reoccurring
I don't-
dreams.
I don't have
as a kid,
reoccurring dreams. For some reason, I have like a reoccurring like pictures. Like it's not a dream. Like
too. Elements.
yeah, but it's like just like a snapshot. And like sometimes throughout life, even I still have them even from like things from like when I was a kid. Like I remember having them.
Right.
So like but sometimes I can't remember them. But then
Like 11:11. Like you always look at the clock and see 11:11.
it's not. It's just like a snap, like a picture. Like it's so like I
what's
know
it, what's
they're
it a
there.
picture of?
Yeah.
It's like really weird. Like okay, so man, it's like it's really strange. It's like the front of a school bus and like an American flag. I don't know why. It's like the weirdest thing ever. Like it's all of a sudden out of nowhere. It's like bam, like it'll just pop up out of nowhere like in everyday life.
Did you ever
Sometimes it'll go like
take a picture like that when you were a
years.
kid, or see the picture when you were a kid?
I think I've seen the picture as a kid, but like I'll go years of not thinking about it or not seeing it, and all of a sudden, bam, out of nowhere, it's like, boop, there it is.
Huh.
It's like the weirdest thing ever.
I bet you if you ever like find the root of that, it would like really like
Fuck
put a
me
lot.
up.
Yeah, put a lot of things
Yeah.
in. Like a lot of pieces will fall into place.
like,
You'll be
it's-
looking through like a photo album or some shit in
you'll
like
see
10
it.
years, and you'll see
Yeah.
it, and you'll be like, holy shit, that's that fucking picture from my
Yeah.
dream.
and then
I
you'll
mean-
remember why you remember that, like
Yeah.
why that stands out to you.
I don't know
Put a
why.
lot of pieces
Like
together.
I think about it, like when I see it or when it comes to me, I'll have it either like when I'm just like during everyday life, and I'll have it when I'm dreaming too. And
Like
there's-
you'll
it's this
think of it
picture
while
and
you're
another
awake?
one. Yeah, like I'll just be everyday life, but I'm thinking about it now because I'm thinking about it.
Right.
'Cause
You
I'm
guys
talking
ever
about
have
it.
like reoccurring like feelings? Like in a dream, and then have the same thing, like have the same feeling
I got
like in
one
real
for
life?
you. So I'm like mortally afraid of going into a haunted house. Like
Really?
Oh, you don't
I
like 'em?
hate haunted things.
Like
like
a
a-
legit or like a Halloween haunted house?
Like I get legit nervous when I see spooky imagery in real life.
So like if you went to like a Kings Island haunted house,
Yes.
that would freak you out.
Yes.
We are fucking going
So one time
with Dusty, because Dusty's the same way.
One time we went to, it was like Boo Fest or whatever. It's like the daytime hours of the Halloween haunted part.
Right.
for the kids.
Yeah. And that didn't bother me so much.
Yeah.
But when things like it started to get dark and they like the actors started coming out, they have like stations where like one guy doesn't have like legs, or obviously he does, but you can't see him. And like he's hanging from a bar and he's just like going back and forth. And I was just like, look, we got to get out of here. So I scooped up one of my kids and held their face to my chest and just bolt-assed for the door.
Wow.
Knowing that nobody was going to mess with me because
Yeah.
I was holding my kid. But it was really me holding, like I was using them as armor. So
I'd do the same thing, bro.
yeah, I'm terrified of like haunted stuff. But I'll watch a scary movie.
Haunted houses don't bother me. I know it's fake.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd be kind of the opposite. I'll go through haunted houses even though they suck and I don't like them. I hate watching scary movies.
Dusty just don't like to be scared, period.
So I was.
It's not as bad now as what it used to be.
So it's like October, like 2 years ago, and I'm sitting outside my mom's house. It's like October, right? And my brother's there with his wife.
Now, is this real life or is
This
a
is real
dream?
life.
Okay.
And he's talking about like his wife's planning a trip to USS Nightmare or something like that.
Okay.
And you're like, fuck that.
And I'm like, well, good luck with that, guys, because I'm not going. You can't drag me in there. And he goes, yeah, I know you're terrified of haunted houses. And I'm like, yeah. But do you know like when that started, or like we got started talking about why I was afraid of it? And he goes, I know exactly why. And I was like, really?
Shit.
And he was like, yeah. He goes, when we were kids, Ron, my stepdad, took us to like a VFW haunted house. Like, well, we were talking about. Did you ever go to the Drug House Odyssey?
I always heard about
I heard about it, yeah.
So that was one that we did do as a like, and I would do it today because it's not really scary. But he goes, yeah. Ron took us to a haunted house, and you thought it was going to be the Drug House Odyssey, so you went along. And one of the things that they did for the haunted house, I mean, this was literally just trash bags over hallways, smoke machines, strobe lights, and like people walking around and just haunted makeup.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing to this thing. But one thing that they did do was they would they would put feelers out into the line
to see who was scared
and get names, and they would like say the names over the loudspeaker per each like 10 people. They would find one person and say their name as they're walking through. And my stepdad didn't use my name, but he like grabbed a guy that was Death. He was dressed up in like the black robe and the scythe and all that. And Grim Reaper, yeah. And he had him put his hand on my shoulder.
Oh, shit.
and you thought it was your stepdad.
I thought it was my stepdad.
Oh man.
And I looked up at the end of the thing to say, hey, thanks for like walking me through. And it was Death. And I went catatonic. And
like full on catatonic.
like I locked up and was like, you know, like crying, but like my face wasn't moving and stuff.
Right.
And when my brother was recounting the story to me outside my mom's house,
It hit you, didn't it?
it hit me, dude.
Yeah.
And I started crying, not even
Crying
I
like
was,
a bitch.
Yeah, I was laughing about it.
Yeah.
But I could not control tears coming out of my eyes, and I was like, man, this just blew my freaking mind.
That's crazy. Dude.
Yeah. But that's exactly why. Like, but to this day, like that didn't help me at all with my fear. It just helped me understand why. Yeah.
That is crazy, man.
Nah.
So for real, we're gonna have some haunted houses?
No.
Why not?
You couldn't pay me money, dude.
Really?
Now I rationalize by going like, why would people subject themselves to that? Why put yourself through shock?
Honestly, why I go is to laugh at all the other people that get scared. Because I know it's not scared. I know they can't hurt me.
But they do elements not to shock, but to scare, like jump scare stuff.
Yeah, jump scares, but that's a jump scare. Everybody gets fucking jump scared.
I know, but like
I get jump scared.
Right, but like, why would you subject yourself to the possibility?
Because after I get jump scared, I walk about 10, 15 feet ahead and turn around and watch, wait for the next motherfucker to walk through and get jump scared. That shit is hilarious.
The neatest idea out there for haunted houses has to be Universal Studios in Florida.
What's their?
They do
big thing?
the Hollywood haunted, and like all their haunted houses are based on
like movies and stuff.
movies. Like they do a Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They did Michael Myers one time, which was really
Fuck
neat.
that.
Yeah, like you're walking through the Michael Myers house, and then I'm sure there's like 15 of them
Probably.
of him, but they station them throughout the house. and
Nope.
stuff.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Can't pay me good for that motherfucker.
Man, why are y'all so scared of haunted houses, man?
I'm not scared of haunted houses. I just don't like Michael Myers.
Well,
But they
why?
would do,
He's a
like-
fictional character, bro. He's
Don't,
not
bro.
real.
He can't die, dude. Like,
But
always
he's not
there.
real, man.
Do you
It's
know what
all
the
fake.
Michael Myers mask is?
It's a Captain
It's a
Kirk
Captain
mask.
Kirk
that they
mask,
spray painted
yeah.
Yeah.
white. Yeah.
Or it's inverted.
No, they
The,
spray painted
the original
it white.
one was spray painted white.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh,
why
it's
did
like
they have a
inverted.
Captain Kirk mask?
because it was just something that somebody bought at a Halloween store. That was
Really?
it. Like there's no.
The first
purpose
movie was
behind it.
like cheap,
Yeah.
Like, did it.
They were like, we need a mask, and that's what the prop guy came back with, and they were like, spray paint it white, fuck it.
This is Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they're making a Baby Driver too.
Are they really?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I still want to rewatch the first one.
Yeah.
I liked it. After that one,
I didn't like it
guy
the
that
first
sucked
time,
that
but-
dude's dick all the way through the whole review. Kind of want to watch it now.
Yeah.
It was funny. We're like, well, this is why he's such a good director. This is why he's
Look
better
at
director.
that action right
Look
there.
at this. So would you just look
Would
at
you
this?
look at this?
Yeah.
Would you just look at
I
it?
was like, dude, I think he just wants to suck his dick, man. Like, that's all he's got to do. Just tell me he wants to suck his dick.
He probably did after that video came out.
Well, he probably did, but
Probably emailed him like, dude, your video's so hot, you want to suck my dick? He was
Kevin
like, fuck
Spacey's
yeah,
probably
dude.
like, I sucked his dick.
That was a good one, man.
I'm sure he did.
Oh, but back to the whole dreams thing, like the feeling, like I can't describe it. Like I've
Well, first you got to tell us what you're talking about.
well, like I said, you know, you ever have like a feeling in a dream, and then you have like a feeling in real life, but like it's like a feeling that I can't describe. It's like a size feeling. It's like the only way I can really describe it is like if you take like a toothpick and put it in like the end of a hot dog, and then like you slide your hand up the hot dog, like it's fat,
What?
and then you get to the toothpick and it's like skinny. It's like, dude, I don't know. It's a weird
Is it
feeling.
like the dead finger feeling? You know what that is, right?
No, I don't think so.
You know what the dead finger feeling is? Like, give me
No.
your hand.
Okay.
And you do that. Here, and you take it and you do this.
Okay.
Now do that. Take your hand and then they call that dead finger.
No,
No,
it's,
it's
not,
not
it's
that?
nothing like that.
Okay.
No.
You never heard of that? It's called
No.
dead finger. It feels weird, don't it?
I mean, it's kind of, but like not really.
Oh,
I
that's
had-
kind of cool.
I've had dreams where things go white and they kind of like go like the surface of this table
Mm-hmm.
and they start to crack, and I get like a really like uneasy feeling, like I start panicking that things are going white,
Right.
and almost like a dry desert, but like the sand is hard, and but like it's everything that I can see, like
Sounds
everything.
Sounds like the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
that. But I start panicking, like not knowing what's happening.
Yeah.
Usually, like I get like that when I'm sick or like I'm coming down with something. I'll have really crazy dreams, where also like where things are going fast and slow at the same time, where people's faces are like still, but their eyes are like darting all over the place, or their mouths are moving too fast, or they're speaking too fast, and that's like nightmare stuff for me too.
What about like
That's weird.
you guys ever like watched a movie, like watched the movie and then went to sleep and then like basically kind of dreamt that you're in the movie?
I got super
did
high
that.
one time
Yeah.
and passed out watching Next Friday,
Yeah.
and then in the scene where Pinky
Yeah,
comes
knock
in,
the fuck out.
in the scene where Pinky shows up at the store
Yeah.
and him and Craig start fighting, I woke up to that and thought somebody was broke in my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When I first time I ever watched Saving Private Ryan, like the intro scene of
Oh,
like
I love that. man.
yeah, of like them getting on the beach with Normandy.
Yeah.
After I watched it, I went upstairs and went to bed and I dreamt I was storming the beach in Normandy and it felt so real.
But that's an awesome
But
dream.
I know.
man.
Well, it kind of was, but I was pretty young when I had that dream, so I
Right.
woke up freaking out. But it was like it felt just so real.
Right.
I don't know. It's like maybe it's because it was like the first time I ever really seen a movie like that.
Yeah.
Because the Saving Private Ryan, the intro, that looked pretty legit.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that I was thinking that maybe that could have been it.
That
but
vivid
yeah,
imagery
that
that's
was
stuck
just
in your
insane.
head.
Yeah, I remember it like to this day. Like it was really weird. I slept in a bunk bed, so I slept on the bottom bunk, and then like I used to be like in the NASCAR, so I had like this big sign.
They're turning left.
Yeah. So I had this big sign, like a big street sign, and it said like Jeff Gordon Way on it. But I had it like under like kind of like on the wall. So
Right.
like when all I remember is I remember falling asleep a little, well, waking up in the middle of the dream, and then I saw it, but what I thought it was like the side of the boat with like the name of the boat. It was just the
shit.
fucking weirdest thing ever.
I had a reoccurring dream when I was a kid. I would always hear like a rhythmic, like a beat. I guess it was like my heartbeat or something like that. But
Like gunshots at a beat.
yeah, and
Burst.
or like I
Burst.
would close and
Burst.
I had trouble falling asleep as a
Swag.
kid.
Burst. Sorry.
And
Swag.
I would hear like this beat, and I had dreams that there was. This is going to sound silly, but it freaked me out as a kid.
Indian?
No, cats were like marching, and they were like weaponized, like walking upright.
Yeah.
And were like marching, like it was just like legions. Like
hold on, wait a second here. This was like a reoccurring dream. That cats were forming an army.
It's because of that kitten you killed.
No, this was when I was
that's
a
why
little
he
kid.
killed the kitten. Because he had that fucking dream. And he woke up and the cat was dead.
Yeah. You kitty kid.
We're making
kid
breakthroughs
killer,
here.
bro. We are.
But yeah, it was like
therapy.
like armies of like upright walking cats, and I mean, it scared me to death. Like I called it a bad cat dream.
If I had to name or put like a theory or something on that, it would be that like the pussy's gonna kill you one day, bro. I mean,
Possibly.
I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but you know, that's what that dream says to me. Now, the reoccurring dream I used to have when I was a kid, I was like hiding under a bed with E.T. and I was hiding from like Freddy and Jason. But then, like...
You phoned you home?
No. I wish he'd have phoned me home. Like, E.T., like, he fucking, like, double-crossed me and shit, because, like, he turns into Freddy and Jason. And I'm, like, trapped under the bed with both of them motherfuckers.
Like,
and I was scared to death.
Like all R. Kelly with it?
Yeah.
You know what I take away from that dream?
What's that?
You're gay.
Really?
It's a Dane Cook joke.
I've been so curious about that my whole life. I mean, there was that incident with you in the pool.
Yeah.
You know, first time I ever laid eyes on you, man.
I know.
You came up out of that water with that long hair and
The
baby
warm
blue
summer.
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting hard over here just thinking about it.
Dude, it was intense, man. I didn't know who Tim was or Chubbs was. And, like, I'm just like, hey, man, there's that chick in the pool, man. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to find out. I get in, and he fucking stands up, and I'm like, fuck, that's a dude. Damn it. Such a boner killer, man. It's terrible.
Who was their celebrity death?
Oh, yeah, the celebrity death. Stephen motherfucking Hawking, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did miss that.
Yeah, we didn't talk about him, man. That was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Or a week and a half, something like that? Yeah. The, I don't know if you want to call him like the godfather of fucking...
It's modern day.
modern day everything.
Not physics, astrophysicist.
Something like that.
He's a modern day astrophysicist.
Either way, man. I mean...
What did he
gotta
come
be
up with
these-
exactly?
The theory of everything. It was like a movie. It was based about his life.
But do we know like what the theory was?
I don't know if you ever.
It's
really
all about
came
like
up
black.
with some kind of like with
it's
dark
black
matter,
holes and dark
like
matter
dark
and
matter.
stuff.
I
Yeah.
think that dark matter.
He's had a lot of.
We still don't know what dark matter.
No,
is.
but he was able to. I think he excelled a little bit more in it, better than what anybody else could.
I think the one thing that I remember that was like newsworthy that he'd come out with, and this was like just a couple years. I mean, I'm not gonna say just a couple, but like 10 years before his death, was that like we should not be focused on contacting other forms of life, because the probability that it would be an extinction level event is pretty high, because they would either bring a disease to us or we would bring a disease to them, and one of us would end up wiping each other out. Because if we've never contacted, it was the same thing that happened to Native Americans. Like the Native Americans never stood a chance because we brought cholera and all kinds of crazy shit with us.
Smallpox.
Smallpox blankets are a great idea.
The original biological warfare, really.
Yeah, so like there never needed to be a Native American war, because you know, like if we just waited them out, they were all going to eventually die, or their numbers would be so small, but we would just win by proximity.
Right.
But that was the only thing I really remember him, you know, and I was like, that's pretty smart.
Do you guys think we're alone, or do you think there's life out there somewhere?
I think there's life out there, but we'll never come into contact with it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Would you like to?
Yes and no.
Yeah, I mean, like I think the news itself would like blow my mind and be like, wow, I can't believe I'm living through something like this.
Right.
But at the same time, I would be like, what does this mean? Like, what happens
Exactly,
next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think it'd be cool, but dude, man, you just gotta think about it. It's just crazy for us to be in the right place on the right planet and like the right part of the solar system for us to live, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? For at least in our, I would say solar system, not solar system. At least in our
Galaxy.
Well, there are galaxies, a million other ones out there. So.
Well, that like things exploded.
Yeah. The Big Bang.
And then stars fell into alignment, and a meteor hit another meteor, or like combined with other meteors, and then sunk into orbit, and then, like all the things that happened to create life.
So wait a second. So you guys are saying the Big Bang Theory is just like bullshit?
What
No,
the
I'm not
theory?
saying it's bullshit.
The show or the theory?
The theory.
The theory's legit.
But I'm saying, you guys believe that we just happened to form over millions of years of evolution, billions of years of evolution?
Oh yeah, I mean we came from, like I said when, so basically like kind of like what he said with like all like, dude, just matter from space and everything just happened to come together and fell into place at the right way at the right time. Granted, it didn't all happen just at once. It all happened slowly.
Took
at a time.
years to do. Yeah.
Millions.
I'm just making sure you guys ain't throwing the fucking Adam and Eve theory out there.
No, it's either that or this is all some sort of simulation, and we're living through it and
Holy shit!
experiencing
Don't blow
ourselves.
my mind, dude.
but what kind of, like, who would be in charge of the simulation?
That's what I.
Well, yeah, we would never know until we die.
But if it's just a simulation, how would we know when we die? If it's all fake?
Well, you would wake up into the real world, and there would be a whole new thing to explore.
Like some Neo type shit.
Yeah.
It's getting deep, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making another Matrix too.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like the Bad Boys 3 trailer you tried to sell me earlier today?
But no, dead serious. They're in talks of making another Matrix.
Like a reboot or like a sequel?
Reloaded?
I think it's a sequel. Not a reboot. It's a sequel.
It's a sequel?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that.
Back to Stephen Hawking here. The guy was a fucking genius. Whatever it was he set his mind to, he fucking did it. Except for walk and talk normal.
Well, he was able to do that before.
Yeah, he was able to do that before. So
I thought he had MS. He had a type of Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah.
I thought he had MS, but yeah, it was Lou Gehrig's.
Lou Gehrig's, yeah.
But for his
ALS
age,
or whatever,
yeah, but for his age,
oh gosh, yeah.
because people usually with ALS or Lou Gehrig's usually don't live that long.
You think technology kept him alive?
I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I don't know exactly. Like, I hate to sound morbid. I would really like to know like how, like what was his daily routine, like how was his wheelchair set up,
Like how miserable was his existence?
No, just like how because he was able to live so long with ALS, well, this form of Lou Gehrig's that he had. Like, I want to know like what was his routine of like daily life to keep him from being really in pain. I'm sure he was in somewhat pain, but like what was his daily like what did they do to keep him?
You think people blew like bong hits in his face all day just to keep him like level-headed?
I mean, like, how did they feed him? Did he have a feeding tube? He ain't gonna feed himself. I'm sure he had some kind of like feeding tube and things like that.
I don't think I've ever seen his mouth move, so he had to have some kind of tube.
So he had some kind of tube, and he probably, went to the bathroom in a bag.
He could have had a port in his stomach.
I mean, probably,
yeah.
So but like I said, I didn't want to sound morbid. I just want to know how he was able to stay alive for so long. Like, what did they do?
I think Stephen Hawking died like a long ass time ago.
And they just put his brain into that computer.
They didn't even
put a Weekend at Bernie's scenario.
Like really, like his little wheelchair was like controlled by some dude like 50 feet away that you couldn't see.
Yeah.
And like when they wanted him to talk, like there was a guy, that had like the headphones on. They could hear like he had like a microphone or something on his chair.
Yeah.
And then like he would like just type it out and they would fucking just say it. And everybody
like
thought, like everybody thought he was alive, but he really wasn't. And then when he died, it was just, maybe the guy who controlled him died. And it was just like, oh fuck, dude,
This guy was really good at controlling him.
Yeah.
I can't find anybody
or like
else
his fingers started falling off or something. He was like, man, we gotta cash in.
We can't put this post in Career Builder, man. People start to wonder.
Yeah. I mean, because I've never seen Stephen Hawking like move.
I mean,
you see his eyes.
There's
move.
Does
his eyes move?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think he could even like twitch his mouth a little bit.
Yeah,
like
his
he could
mouth would
smile.
move a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing that killed me, man. Was poor guy's face. It was
Yeah.
just so horrible.
You think he ever got a blowjob?
Well, yeah, he was in love.
When's the last time you think he got a
Well, he
blowjob?
cheated on his wife with
Yeah.
his nurse.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm saying, like, since he's been wheelchair bound, you think he's ever gotten a blowjob?
I'm
Some
sure he
chick
probably
been like,
hasn't got hard.
"You're so smart, I'm gonna suck that dick."
I'm sure.
You don't
he
think he's ever got
he
hard?
Got hard. Not anymore.
A Viagra, man.
I mean,
Put that in his feeding tube.
I don't know, man. Lou Gehrig's a pretty bad disease, and you pretty much fall apart. And I don't know if that
Well, your-
Viagra would help. Yeah.
Your nerves
yeah,
melt,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
so like you don't even have
You
the
don't.
feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody tried to suck his dick. I'm telling you, man.
What's the motive behind that? though?
Yeah.
The other thing is like with his computer, so he didn't type anything out. I wanted to know, like, when people ask him a question, he would be like, "Mer, mer, 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 mer," you know what I'm saying?
Maybe his eyes did move because they have that technology where like you can just look at stuff and
Maybe
it
that
picks
could have
up
been
on
what it
your eyes.
was. That could have been what it was. But
I don't know.
I don't know how his computer was set up. Like I said, it sounded
I
like a
don't
big
know.
speaking spell. You would think they would have had something better sounding for him to, you know, when
Make
when
him
he
sound like
talked.
Morgan Freeman, man.
Yeah.
You know, make him sound cool as fuck. Make him sound like Bruce Willis or something.
Yeah.
You know, or Sylvester Stallone.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, somebody cool. As far as fucks go, gosh, it's been a long time since we've done celebrity death.
I gave him 8 fucks.
You're gonna go 8 fucks? I'll go 8 fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chubbs, what about you,
I
man?
have to know more about him. I give him 4.
Really?
Yeah.
You're only going 4?
I need to know more about him. I don't really know.
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about him. I know he's a smart motherfucker,
Yeah.
and he helped
That's right.
a lot of shit happen in the world that is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, but
You
I
know?
think I would give more if like Neil deGrasse Tyson passed away. Because like I
Have you ever
know.
seen- have you ever seen the interview with him and Neil deGrasse Tyson on
No.
Star Talk? Amazing interview.
Yeah. See that's what.
Neil deGrasse Tyson will ask him questions, and he's like, oh, "I didn't know that." And
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh my God, Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't know that." So he's like, and he even admitted, like, this man is a complete genius and knows way more than I will ever.
See, I need to
ever
watch
be
that
able to know.
before.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
And that, in which case, I would retroactively give him more fucks than when
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Fair enough. So right now we're looking at 20 collective fucks.
Yeah.
8 and 8, 16 plus 4 is 20.
That's a pretty good score.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
bad. That's a solid 2/3
Yeah.
of total fucks that could be given.
I need to watch his movie too, The Theory of Everything.
Yeah, I wanna watch
haven't-
it, too.
I haven't seen it, but yeah, I've heard it's good. I watched did you ever watch the Albert Einstein document? Kind of like it's kind of like how that we talked like that docudrama that was on. I think it was History Channel. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm into like all those old freaking genius guys. You know, I'm not even remotely smart at all. I just
I
it's
think
cool.
you're a lot smarter than you give yourself credit for.
Yeah,
Mm.
but yeah, it was really cool too. Yeah, like Galileo and all those guys.
You could be the next big thing, dude.
I don't know about that. But
You ever watch the video, The Entire History of the World? But like it's funny. It's
With
on-
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No,
Oh.
it's like there. It's like auto-tune. Like the guy's like, and then
Auto-tune
The
or
fish-
monotone?
auto-tune. Well, the guy has a not monotone voice,
did it start in like space and all that
Yeah,
dust, and then he
and
just
it's
kinda
all,
keeps
like-
going?
but it's
Yeah.
cartoon.
Oh.
And then like he's like, and the fish walked up on the ground and said, "I can walk on ground." And then like then he keeps going and like, and then the asteroid said, "Fuck everything." And
Oh
then-
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A guy I used to work with sent me one a couple weeks ago, and it was really good. It was like all computer generated, but it looked really legit. And I don't have it anymore, but I was gonna share it.
One of the craziest things that I saw in Neil deGrasse Tyson was when he's like, if you by scale put the entire history of the universe out on a calendar,
Mm.
and he's like, this happened in January, this happened in February, this happened in March, blah blah blah, and the entire history of the universe, and he's like, now this would be the part that you live in,
Mhm.
and it's like 1/4 of like one day or
Yeah.
like 1 hour in a day.
I always heard it was like 11:58 on New Year's Eve.
Is like that's the amount of time that you
Yeah.
have in the universe.
So that's like the amount of time that like humans have had.
Oh, but I'm
In
talking
the
about
universe.
your life.
Oh yeah,
Your
it'd be a lot
100
smaller
years.
than that. It'd be like a tenth of a second probably.
That
On
that
New
that
Year's
was
Eve.
like that thing blew my mind. You know,
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, wow, you really only get like.
What blows my mind is like I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's like we live closer in time to the Tyrannosaurus Rex than the Tyrannosaurus Rex and like some other fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's
Yeah, a lot of them
ass
didn't
time.
live together like a lot of people
Yeah.
think. You know what I'm saying? There's big spaces between some of them.
Like the
so,
woolly mammoth and the
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Just
Well,
weird
I think
shit like that.
I think those were closer to what a lot of people. I think from what a lot of people say, I'm not for sure. There was some kind of old animal they said it was closer than what you think, which
Yeah.
is really cool. Stephen Hawking had he was a professor. I think it was Cambridge. I want to say. And
Yeah.
he had a lot of assistants that worked underneath him, and if you get on Google and look him up, you could see them all. He had about 8 or 10 of them, but you can go through and look at them all. I think the youngest of them is like 55, something like that. But it's really cool. You can look up them and things like that. He was a really interesting guy. Yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's, though.
Yeah,
I'm with
totally.
you on that. Promise me, guys, if we're ever in a situation where I die
Yeah.
and we're like doing something really kick-ass and fun, please Weekend at Bernie's me. Let me live through that through you guys.
I was listening to an interesting podcast, or I listen to Comedy Bang Bang all the time, but he was interviewing the guys from The Tick, which is a Griffin something or other, and then the Tick guy is like Steven. No, I can't remember his name.
Like the Tick, like the show.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
They restarted it. It's actually really good. Check
I
it
heard
out.
it was.
Honestly, everybody check it out. But he asked an interesting question. He's like, what, on a scale of like mind blown, how mind blown would you have been if during the Michael Jackson funeral his casket opened up and Michael Jackson arose out and Thriller started to play and he did the Thriller?
I'd have been fucking blown away.
Really?
Well, like, would it be like zombie Michael Jackson?
Well, no. Well, I'm saying, like, would you go, oh, that's not Michael Jackson, or like they're doing this in tribute? But you know, like, would you even believe what you were seeing? You know what I'm saying? Like, or would your mind start to process it as like a prank or something?
A publicity stunt?
A publicity stunt.
Probably.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, how shocked would you have been? Like, seriously, you tune it in, you're like, watching this Michael Jackson funeral, and then dun, dun, and the casket opens up, dun, 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 and then like you see him like ghostly ghost and you know all that.
I'd have been like, well played.
Yeah,
Mikey.
right? Yeah.
Well played.
That's I think what I would have been too.
But if he would have dropped dead like afterwards, I'd have been like, damn.
And then they put him back in the casket.
Yeah.
He's like, see y'all.
That would have been a weird thing to see.
It's like Tupac showing up to a rap concert.
Which is like will lead you to like how mind blown would you be if like Donald Trump was like caught masturbating on the front lawn of the White House?
Like how surprised it
Well,
was?
you wake up tomorrow and you're like looking at Google News
Yeah,
and the headline is Donald Trump caught masturbating on the front lawn.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, right. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I hate to talk about Trump here, but everybody's
You guys following Bruce Leonard on?
yeah, you guys following Bruce Leonard on Twitter?
He's been banned from Facebook.
He's got a
for
30-day
30 days.
Facebook ban. But like everybody's so concerned over this whole Stormy Daniels thing. For one, it's not like it happened during his presidency. I almost said pregnancy. It didn't happen during his presidency.
Oh, I got something else we need to talk about.
So I
but
mean,
go ahead.
why is everybody giving a shit about it?
Especially
Big
another
deal.
porn star that he banned.
I think
too.
the-
It's a possibility.
Yeah,
but
it was
I mean,
a Playboy model.
like JFK had sex with Marilyn Monroe,
Right.
and he's looked at as one of the greatest presidents of all time.
I don't know that for.
A lot of people liked him.
The controversy with the Stormy Daniels thing was did they use campaign money
Yeah, like a gag
in
order.
the gag order,
Yeah.
which that would be illegal.
So basically, he
Yeah.
pawned it off on his lawyer to say, "Oh, that wasn't for me. That was for my lawyer. That wasn't for me."
And he
at all."
didn't sign the
the gag order.
right,
Yeah.
which he was supposed to.
Confidentiality agreement.
Right.
Yeah. Well, fuck no. Why would you sign it?
Right.
You know, 'cause somebody can come up and be like, "Yeah, that."
Well, you signed it, so you obviously.
I'm not allowed to talk about it, but you know, there's a signature on this document here that says I'm not allowed to talk
Well, I
about
think
it.
they're not allowed to like show off them gag orders, or are they? Like, I don't think they'll be like, "Hey, look, see, You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're. I think that's against
Oh,
the
like
law.
that's not
Yeah,
public information.
Yeah, I don't think that's
No.
public. Yeah.
But how do we know that he didn't sign it though? Because I know that that's part
that's
of the story.
true too. Well, if you didn't sign it,
Then it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
didn't sign it. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
there's-
like everybody signed it, like his lawyers and everything signed it,
yeah.
and he was supposed to just sign off on it as well.
Yeah. I think the whole. I
And
don't
she
know.
got money.
Yeah.
She got the money.
She got the money to be quiet.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. I would think the whole party would have to sign it
Right.
for it to take effect.
But she got the money.
She got the money. She said she was
It's
gonna
like that
return the
Tomb
money,
Raider
too.
thing. She got that box, and she wasn't supposed to get the box until
True.
after she signed.
But like that's how like gag
that
orders work.
bitch.
Like you get paid
God.
to shut up,
Yeah.
and then if you break that gag order, you
Yeah,
have to
give
pay
the
it
money
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys following the Cambridge Analytica story?
I have no.
Oh,
clue
for the
what you're talking about.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
That is
Zuckerberg.
a really. Did you? Oh man, I kind of want to like leave Facebook.
Yeah.
It's a
so
creepy
hard,
creepy
too.
story, man. So, Cambridge Analytica is this British group that people hire to push to sway elections.
Okay.
And this Channel 4 news report, I don't know, Channel 4 I guess is a British thing. They had like a undercover news reporter pretend to be from Sri Lanka and had like meetings with Cambridge Analytica where they talked about what they do. Now, this is the craziest thing. So in like Africa, they were involved in an election where they were like even like falsely claiming stuff just to get people on their side. So stuff that wasn't even true. You have to look it up. I might be speaking a little bit wrong here, but from what I understood from the story was that that there was like they were just putting out false information to sway the election.
Fake news.
Fake news, but like legit fake news. Like we have fake news, but it's like the way you look at the story. They were like, this guy was responsible for the deaths of millions, and it's like, well, no, he wasn't. But that they're just saying that to get people on board.
Right.
They're also looking into like Brazil. I don't think that they've actually participated in an election over there, but they're like in talks with it, and other places. And there was like two people who were high up in the organization that met with this Sri Lankan guy, and they were like, what we're not allowed to do is like we'll put put cameras in a room and have people offer them shady deals and record it, and we'll use that in the election and in your coverage. But what we won't do is like hire prostitutes and stuff like that. And the guy was like, okay, well, that seems good. And then the final meeting, they actually had the guy who spoke out on behalf of Cambridge Analytica. And like this guy is supposed to be like the CEO. He's the guy who was at like a TED Talk and spoke for Cambridge. And he came on and said, yeah, we'll do prostitutes. We'll do whatever we have to do. So this is really thought control. I mean, like it is literally.
And how does this play into Facebook?
Okay, so what they do, say like there's a region in Alabama that doesn't really watch CNN and all that.
Okay.
They'll target them and put Facebook advertisements and stuff like that and in promotion or in opposition of whoever they're going after. They'll promote Donald Trump or say, hey, remember Benghazi, remember Benghazi, remember Benghazi. Yeah. And she's being looked at by the FBI and all this stuff. And they'll flood that area with those stories because they know that they're pliable.
It's that area.
Right.
And that's what they do. So they collect all the information from Facebook users to find areas where they can have the most influence, and then they flood them. They send even like ex-MI6, MI5 people into that region to canvass it and start conversations with people to get them on board. I guess at like rallies and stuff like that.
Right.
All kinds of really, really like crazy stuff. And they used they're in conjunction with Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah, Zuckerberg basically let it go. I mean, he's been like dead silent. Like nobody knows where he's at. Like he ain't spoke out about anything. He hasn't said anything or anything at all. Nobody knows where Zuckerberg's at.
I mean, in Zuckerberg's defense, I mean, if they're paying for the fucking ads, That's money in his pocket.
And that's Cambridge Analytica's position. Now, they're saying with this News 4 report, they're like, well, we take meetings with people all the time, and we give them false information to see if they're going to be into any shady business, in which case we would not go any further than that.
Right.
So that's their stance there. But their other stance, which I think that's just bullshit. Because like if you watch, you can actually see the secret camera footage that they did, and like this guy's like bragging about the fact that they will do whatever it takes on behalf of their client.
Right.
Their other position is that this is going to happen no matter what. Like we're here. It's the George Soros stance, because he was buying property after like the Holocaust and stuff, and he was like, well, people are going to do this anyway. Like, yeah, I made a profit because of the tragedy happened, but if it wasn't me, it was going to be somebody else.
Right.
And Cambridge Analytica is saying, well, this is politics, and that's the game that we're in. We're not doing anything else that anybody else wouldn't do. We're just doing it really well.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. Fuck, they're out to make money just like everybody else.
I don't know. What do you think, Dusty B?
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I mean, I'm not saying I like it or I agree with it.
Like, I don't think I would
I
ever
mean-
be swayed, because I'm huge into PolitiFact and Reuters.
How you know what's real and what's not now?
That's the point. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I couldn't be swayed because I look into PolitiFact.
I look
like,
into everything.
Yeah.
How you know that's real or legit or fake?
like Reuters and all that.
Yeah.
I try not to, get a whole lot of, in depth on the whole political
Politics,
shit,
dude. Politics in general. My foot's cramping. Politics in general is just all of it's corrupted, man. All of it's
Yeah,
bullshit.
that's one thing I definitely
All
believe.
But see,
Politics is
when
bullshit.
you
You ain't going nowhere.
where are you going?
No way.
When you look back on the 2016 election, your stance was, well, they're both corrupt, and I just happen to trust.
Pick lesser of the two evils.
And that is their game, is to
Right.
make you think that one is less evil than the other.
Right.
Well, ha! Joke's on them, because I didn't pick either of them motherfuckers. I voted, but not for any of them bitches.
Yeah, I mean, I think that at this point, the only way that you can really vote with your conscience is by not voting.
I know.
Yeah, but if you don't vote, man, you got no right to complain. That's what they say, man.
But not voting, I don't know, man. Like, they just need to open polls 1 year and just nobody fucking show up. And just nobody show up and be like, ha, eat it. Eat a dick. This is how we feel about it.
Yeah, but somebody would show up.
Yeah,
Some
you
asshole
put your
would show
puppet
up.
in the position that you want your puppet to be in,
Yeah,
because we're not going to.
exactly.
Yeah, we're just not going to sit at the table and wait for scraps anymore. We know you're running the show.
Even if nobody voted, they'd still be like,
They'd still
oh,
rig it.
such and such won by a landslide,
Yeah. Well, it's like the Russian. You see the Russian election?
Can you believe?
How rigged was that shit?
Can you
Holy
believe that
shit.
Trump called and congratulated him?
Yeah.
But they said
what
Obama did the
crazy
same
is
thing, but like not in the most recent one, but in the one before that,
Yeah.
Obama called
Yeah.
and congratulated him.
I don't know, they might do it just to kind of stay on good terms, but it's
At the same time,
for
you're
Trump
like,
to do it, everybody's like, oh my god, really? Yeah, so I don't know.
especially now,
Man. Yeah.
like, that's like being accused of like having an affair.
It's like the whole O.J. Simpson thing. I'm like, oh, I didn't kill him, but hypothetically, if I did, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if people in Russia are like, those damn Americans hacked us
Yeah.
and rigged our election. Yeah, possibility, man.
Russia.
Because Trump called and congratulated him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mother Russia. Russia votes for themselves or something like that. How I can't remember.
Oh,
How that goes.
in Soviet Russia.
Yeah. Russia votes for you or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like when I'm not a big fan of him, but when John Oliver, I guess, when he went over to Russia to speak with Snowden, he's like, dude, I was being followed all over the place.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I went back to my hotel room, the door was open, there was some guy in there snooping through all my shit, saying he was there to fix my AC or my heater, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out.
Bert Kreischer's whole story of being the machine
Yeah, Yamamashino
is being followed by Russian
Russian
thugs.
gangsters, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great story, by the way.
It
Spit
is a great
vodka
story.
in her face. They're like, bitch, sit down. We're going back to party. He
love
robbed
that
his
story.
own train.
Yeah.
it was insane.
But yeah, but that whole story is based on the premise that he's being followed every step that he takes in Russia.
Yeah.
The best part's when, after they rob the train, and the cop comes up, he's like, "We hear you're the machine."
Yeah. I like the one he was on Joe Rogan when he told that story, because Joe Rogan is just
He's
he
told
just
it everywhere
lost
now.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's told it everywhere now. But I think the first time I ever heard it was the one he did it on Joe Rogan. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
That was the first
Joe
one I
Rogan
heard.
podcast.
And it was like all South Park animated and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was so good.
Did
Yeah.
you guys ever see the? I'm sure you have the video when Joe Rogan called out Carlos Mencia on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was such a
shit
good
was
story,
funny.
man.
Oh, dude, it was. Carlos Mencia is such a. They call him Carlos Manstelia.
Yeah.
There's such a. Dude, such a fuck, man. Now he ain't nowhere. He ain't nowhere.
Nowhere.
I love that part.
I liked
don't
his
know
show. The
I
Modern
like
Day
this
Show.
shit.
That shit that he
Yeah.
always did. I was just never a big fan of him, man. But
Beaners.
see, out of the two like mainstream comedians that are shit now, is like I was Dane Cook. I was Team Dane Cook.
I was Team Dane Cook too.
Yeah.
I like Dane Cook.
His 30-minute Comedy Central special, where he does "Someone Gave Me the Finger Today" in New
Yeah.
York. The finger.
Yeah.
I know that. Like I go back and watch it. I do it. I was repeating it. I watch that so often that like I know that.
It's Madison Square Garden.
Pickles
Yeah.
and the large
Yeah.
milkshake. Pickles.
She wants it her way.
Yeah. I mean that's
Pickles.
classic. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
His
Back in
Madison
the day.
Square Garden one is the one I watch all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, I want to say he was probably one of the only comedians to sell out Madison Square Garden. I think 3 nights in a row.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
there's
2 or 3 nights in a row.
Dice Clay did it.
Did he
you
do
know,
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's among like
The only select few that's done.
yeah,
it.
like
Okay.
Steve Martin,
Dude,
Dice
Steve
Clay.
Martin, man.
Oh, I know.
I love Steve Martin. Not in like a gay, like homosexual way, but I really like Steve Martin.
But come on, if he came on to you,
No.
No.
No, I'm not.
I mean,
you wouldn't want it the story. You
I'd
wouldn't want to tell
let
the
him and
story?
then come out the next day and
I'd
be
be
like, "Steve Martin touched my ass."
you want to come play my banjo, Steve Martin?
There you go.
I don't know, man. He's just a good dude all around.
Yeah.
He's a good actor, good comedian.
Good
dude.
banjo player.
Yeah, taught himself how to play banjo. He's just a good dude. Yeah, so it's funny.
But
True.
given the option between going to a Carlos Mencia concert and a Dane Cook concert,
Dane Cook.
I'd
all
go
day.
Dane Cook all the way
Yeah.
for show.
it is suspect to me though that like a guy who had such a hot moment,
Which one?
Dane Cook,
Well,
well,
they
Carlos
both did,
Mencia
yeah.
too, yeah. Like, okay, so in comparison, like we're going through like a Kevin Hart hot period right now.
Yeah.
I don't like Kevin Hart at all.
But I mean, like he's
He's got
had
some
special
funny
after
stuff.
special after special
Yeah.
where he's like been selling out for a long time, and you have Carlos Mencia, Dave Chappelle, and Dane Cook, and like Dave Chappelle had a really hot moment, but like he's come out since then and still is killing it.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's always killing it.
So I think you'd have to look at if a comedian has talent, they have a lasting period. Chris Rock as well, George Carlin. When you see someone,
Chris Rock came under fire for that last bit that he did about seeing,
The school
wanted to
shooting
see white kids get shot just as much as black kids. Like, he got some heat for that. And it
What
wasn't
was
all
that?
that funny. I couldn't.
Yeah,
Didn't we try to watch it
Yeah, we
one
tried
day?
to watch it and we're like, man,
Yeah.
fuck this.
Oh, I don't know.
wasn't
I
all
don't know
that
about
good.
this. But I mean, like you have Bigger and Blacker.
Now, Bigger and Blacker was great.
What's another one? I'm just drawing a blank. I know that there's like
Yeah, there's more that
several.
are good
Bring
ones.
the Pain
Yeah.
is really good too. But like for a while there, like Dave Chappelle just had Killing 'Em Softly.
Kill Him Softly is just
It is
legit.
brilliant.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Dane Cook had Vicious Circle.
Vicious Circle was really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
But
hard to
like Dave
compare.
Chappelle, what I'm saying is like Dave Chappelle came out later, came back, and then like he's still like really
Well,
hot.
I think Carlos Mencia and Dane Cook both kind of came under fire for joke stealing.
Yeah,
I don't think Dave Chappelle ever has.
right.
So
And
I
that's
think
like
that's
my
the
point.
two things that tarnished him. Carlos Mencia was like worse at it. Was like way worse than Dane Cook. Dane
Right.
Cook was kind of like bits and pieces.
Right.
Carlos Mencia was like pretty much fuck it. I'll just steal your
Well,
whole shit.
Like Steve Martin had a joke about naming your kid like a bunch of consonants or something like that. And Dane Cook had like the same bit, and his thing was like, well, I just didn't know that Steve Martin did it first. I just had the same thought, you know.
And Joe Rogan said this a couple weeks ago in a podcast too. He's like, you know, it's hard to be a comedian and make new shit up and try to like figure out, did somebody do this before?
Right.
Until like that one person who liked that comedian comes up to you like, dude, that was somebody else's joke. You're like, well, fuck, man, I didn't know.
Right.
But then you're already tarnished to make some, because you're already a comedian. You're already a big time comedian. And you're supposed to be in a comedy.
Right.
You're supposed to know every single bit. Like,
yeah.
I can understand. Like, I don't fucking know every single joke.
Right.
So how could somebody know that? You know. It's just, it also depends on the environment where you're in and things like that. Of saying like, thinking of jokes.
That's why I like comedians who just tell funny stories about their life.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you can't. I mean, I guess you could have the same experience as somebody else, but
how long can that last, though? How long can you tell me funny stories? Can you tell about your life?
I don't know, man.
I mean, you can have a lot, but are you going to be able to make like 2 or 3 big pay-per-view comedies out of that?
Harvey Pekar, man, all he did was write about real life.
Yeah.
And he had tons of books, dude.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a stand-up comedian or anything, but he's a famous comic book writer.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, all he did, like, he had no story. Like, there was no, it wasn't meant to be funny. It was just he talked about his day-to-day life.
Well,
and
yeah,
the thoughts
but if it's
he
not
had.
meant to be funny or his thoughts he's had, but you got to make something funny. So you're not going to go up there and just talk about, well, today
I mean, he
took
did
a shit, jerked off on the toilet, and ate a sandwich at the same time.
Well, like Bill Hicks
No.
would talk about the news.
Yeah.
And that's how, and like he was just an angry fucking guy.
Yeah.
And that's what I always loved about him.
He wasn't funny as much as he was right,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Like he'd talk about.
You can listen to a Bill Hicks album and not laugh, but when you're done listening to it, you're like, wow, that was really
brilliant.
fucking good.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
like his whole bit about Reginald Denny. Like he was a truck driver that got ripped out of his truck and got his ass whooped during the Rodney King riots.
Right.
And he was like, I bet Reginald Denny never stopped at another red light again.
Yeah.
You know, and then he was like, oh, Reginald, you're here early again. It's almost like you're not stopping. You know. But like that was like a, yeah. But that's straight out of the headlines. You know, like he was just picking up the paper and
riffing off that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think to be a relevant comedian, you have to be funny, and you have to always be ripping jokes. Like, you always have to be writing. And I think it's,
I don't think you so
stories
much
from
have
your
to make
life.
people laugh. You just have to get people thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, comedians that make people think. I think anymore is just think comedy is kind of, well, there's some comedians like Joe Rogan is a good comic, you know.
But he
comedian that
also
make you
talks
think.
about headlines and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, but I think there's some comedians that I just think you always got to be constantly making people laugh. Just come at it with just jokes that you
Right.
think up all the time.
So that's like Dane Cook, like his bit about the Burger King thing was a personal story from his real life. But what really sells that joke is, and the pickles and the large milkshake.
Yeah.
Like it's his whole, like his just being goofy with it.
Right.
And like he did a bit about throwing up at a club. And like being
Did
on
the
drugs
pedophiles
and stuff.
did it too, with Oprah. Remember that? Did you remember the pedophiles? Pedophiles. The Oprah episode.
No.
You haven't seen that one? Yeah, that one's funny. Or like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah.
Or like my dad's gonna come on and beat me with a toaster. For some reason, every time I see that, like it's just so funny. I don't know.
But yeah, like a lot of his thing was like is more physical and like, and that stuff is only hot for a minute.
Yeah.
Like you'll only ever think that a physical comedian is good.
He didn't stand still. He's all over the stage.
Oh yeah.
All over the place.
Well, like his bit about throwing up was like you stick your ass up in the air and like he's basically like just doing a headstand on a chair and like making vomit sounds.
Yeah.
Which is funny, but it's funny in 2004.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
I went and saw him when he came to NKU.
Yeah.
And he only had like he played a lot. He did a lot of his old stuff, which it was his Sufi tour. It was like one of those last big ones he ever did, and it was. I mean, it was funny, but he did a lot of his old bits, and then like the new bits he did was like one was like a Britney Spears tampon joke. And it really wasn't all that funny.
Right.
So, but he tried to do like the whole on the stage thing of like being funny and running around on the stage with it, and it was like, it wasn't all that funny.
Yeah. Like you gotta sell the joke by acting like a dumbass.
Yeah, pretty much, and
Yeah.
it just didn't work. And he left, and he came back for an encore, and then he was like, "Y'all miss me?" He was all like, you know. So it's just kind of like, I'm kind of over this.
Yeah, that's like Louis C.K. is not a very physical comic.
Yeah.
You know, like he literally just tells stories. Like he does. Like if you were just put it on mute, you would never laugh at Louis C.K.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If you put it on mute, though, you don't have to, like, listen to him beg you to watch him jerk off.
I think guys like what's his name? He's getting ready to come to Cincinnati. He's from Boston.
From Boston?
Oh, what the heck's his name?
Bill Burr?
Yeah, Bill Burr. I think guys like Bill Burr's pretty funny. I think Bill Burr's pretty funny.
Yeah, he can
Mostly
be,
because
he can
his
be
fucking
physical.
voice, man.
Yeah.
He's like just the way he sounds. I mean, I would like to go see Bill Burr, but him and then what's the guy that had a show? He always talks about his kids. He like holds the microphone like.
Jim Gaffigan?
Yeah, and I think Jim Gaffigan's pretty funny.
But he's another one, like, he sells his jokes by, he's
Yeah,
he's
you're
talking
that.
like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hot Pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Hot Pockets. Well, hey, I think that's going to be our time this week, folks. I know we've gone over an hour, but fuck it. You know,
This last one.
whatever. It's the last one
End of
in
an era.
the studio.
Oh, bit wide shot.
Yep. Wide shot.
It's the end of an era.
It is. It is the end of an era. We're going to tear this motherfucker down.
Yep.
Literally. We're going to dismantle it. Well, at least all the blankets and shit. I can get the rest of
Are
the
you
stuff.
gonna keep all these blankets?
Yeah. I'm going to
Cool.
move with them.
They're moving blankets.
Yeah,
they are moving blankets.
That's what they're used for.
That's right, man. So, hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in on YouTube. I think we only had like 2-3 people watching
it was
the
nice.
most. We got a like on the video.
Heck yeah.
Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notifications button. You get notified whenever we go live, post up a new video, which is going to be roughly about a month. So in a month's time, you're going to get fresh KYHBB.
Stick with us.
I Seen It movie
KYHBB,
reviews. Probably going to get some more
Shit I shouldn't say.
shit I shouldn't say. Thank you. A total mind fart there. Maybe even some serial vapist. Who knows? You know, it's been like over a year since I put one of them out. But, you know, I don't know. Just one of them things that it was hot for a while, and then it kind of it's kind of like the Dane Cook, you know. Oh, excuse me, that was bad. Oh God, that was real bad.
You had ate that ghost pepper roll thing earlier, egg roll. Dude,
Egg roll.
Egg roll. My butthole's burning right now.
I've never seen anybody look as bad as Dusty did after eating this ghost pepper egg roll.
Dude,
I mean, he looked bad. He was like laying on my couch with his legs up in the air going, "Make it stop!"
I did,
Dude, it was
man.
bad.
That was in so much pain.
It was bad.
It was so good though.
I want to try
It
it.
ain't gonna be good coming out. I could already feel that.
No, you drink some more milk, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
But thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't fuck with the Snapchat ever, but we're on there too. And that's it. That's all I got to fucking say about that. What?
Sign off, bro.
I'm your host, Jerry Saylor.
And I'm Leftward Slip in Dusty B.
I'm Chubby Friendly.
And
We are the
we
fuck
are
out.
outta here.
Make
Bam.
sure you buy the dick chair on Facebook
Oh
Marketplace.
yeah, buy the dick chair, please. I'm coming home with me.